Good afternoon and welcome back, everybody. This is Tara Lee Live, and we are checking in with guess who? Wendy from Cannabis. And where is she at? She is in Boise, Idaho. Can you believe it? Idaho. She is checking in from the Soil Stewardess class for KNF.
Soil Steward.
Soil Steward. No, she's the soil stewardess. That's what I meant to say. The soil
There you go.
stewardess. Thank you. And she is with the soil steward, and they are doing a KNF class, which they have like several generations or whatever. And I'm gonna quit murdering all this and let Wendy take it away. So go ahead.
That was awesome. You didn't murder anything. So yeah, I'm here in Boise. So Chris Trump does a class every year to teach people how to utilize Korean natural farming appropriately, how to make your inputs, how to use them, how to use the recipes, how to scale up, just kind of everything you need to know about natural farming from the ground up and then some. So we've been having a really amazing time here. We talk a lot at this class, especially as you start advancing in it, you start to kind of really build these amazing communities. So I've been here. This is my third year now of being at this class, which is a 5-day intensive for natural farming. And my first year, I remember I had been trying to do natural farming from butchered translations and bad advice from the internet. And I'd been kind of dinking around with it and really discovering a lot of things that did not work very well. So at some point I kind of went, this is silly. I really need to get my bones on about what's really going on and how do I do that? And we happened to have Chris Trump come up to the Regen conference up in Humboldt County. This was in oh gosh, I don't even know. Cannabis years. It must have been like 1847.
Oh my God, you're killing me. That was hilarious.
So he came in and did this presentation on natural farming, and I was like, that's the guy I need a class from. So he mentioned that he was, hosting his class, and I immediately signed up. I dragged my friend Erin, who's Hidden Prairie Farms, up with me. And we took the class as first-year students, really not knowing exactly what we were getting into. I had a lot of ideas that were just wrong when I came here. So it was great to come up and start this class and learn all these things. And I remember the first week, by the time Saturday rolled around, my brain was like so tired. Erin and I literally spent the entire day. We came out to the garden here. So you can see behind me, this is actually this beautiful garden that is hosted and part of Vineyard Boise, which is a church. And there's a wonderful lady named Cheryl. She's Earth Purse, I believe, here on Instagram, or there on Instagram. And she's been running a lot of this garden lately. And it's just really, she's done a phenomenal job. She's using natural farming for all of the in-ground beds. And she's just really crushing it. It's so beautiful this year compared to when we were here. There was a lot of bare soil and a lot of weeds, and it was just not nearly what it is now. So yeah, so basically by Saturday we came and we did a little bit of volunteer work here at the garden. And then we went back to our hotel and we slept the entire day. So from 1 o'clock until our plane left the next day, I think we had to be at the airport at 10 or 12 or something. Yeah. We just crashed out because your brain is like, oh my gosh, this is so much information. So the comparison from that first year to my second year coming back. So as a natural farming student, you go through this 5-day intensive, you get certified, and then if you want, this is the last year he's offering it. So if you didn't come this year, you won't get this opportunity. But if you're here this year, I highly encourage you to take him up on it. Next year will be his last year. It's really bright out here too. Sorry, squinting. Next year will be his last year offering the soil smiths the opportunity to come back at a very, very low cost rate. And part of that is that you come back and you get to learn how to teach other people how to do this. So we call it teacher training. You become a soil smith. And part of being a soil smith is also helping Chris keep everything together, making sure he has what he needs. And that trains you as a teacher to know when I'm teaching people, what do I need? What are the thought processes?
Exactly.
How do I teach somebody how to make lab? How do I teach somebody how to make an IMO pile? What do I need for that way ahead of time? And so that was the second year, was really like being like, okay, what do I know? What don't I know? Where are my strengths? And I remember last year realizing like, wow, I actually I know a decent amount about this. I can actually speak to a lot of these processes and a lot of this usage. And now coming back for this third year, it's been just absolutely mind blowing. I find myself talking a lot to a lot of people, and the things that we talk about and the things that I say, I'm just like, wow, I'm surprised at how well I know this after 2 years.
Isn't it incredible that after that position where you're kind of teaching and helping educate, how much faster you learn yourself, because you're
Yes.
able to express it in a way that's so good for someone that doesn't understand it. You end up just teaching yourself inertly that much quicker.
Yeah. And the questions people ask that you're like, ooh, that's a really good question. Let's go get Chris. I have no idea. And to speak to that too, you know, what there's a saying, right? Where if you have to read something like 3 times or 5 times, and you have to write it 3 times. But if you teach somebody, you only need to do that once to really like know what you know and know what you don't know. So over here in this background, and I'm so bad at turning this screen around, I'm not even going to try. It has been a really long couple weeks, week and a half. So, but these are the IMO piles that the students, that the students have been doing. There we go. So these are indigenous microorganism piles. You know, I am going to turn the screen around because I can't see anything. Screen turn. There we go. Flip. All right. Nope. Flip. Okay. So this is one of the piles that one of the students made. Groups of students, they come out in groups and do this together. And there's a thermometer in it, and it's still rocking and rolling. We're at about 110 on that pile. And
Okay.
what this is the same thing we did that I did with you guys a couple weeks ago, I think, right? So this is an indigenous microorganism collection pile, IMO 3, and we are propagating out fungal spores on this pile of rice bran or oats, I'm not sure which it is, that's mixed equal parts with a carbohydrate and carbon source. And then we've covered it in straw because that way it doesn't get too hot. You really want to keep the sun off. It's not actually a heat issue. It's more of a sunlight puts those fungal fruiting bodies into, oh, sorry. How do I flip this? There it is. All right. Oh, and then I'll cover it with my hand. Cool. So yeah, so they're doing great. The class this year is amazing. And
so what you finish about the you wanted
sunlight
to cover it because of the sunlight.
So sun gets too hot, and you know, mushrooms don't really grow in bright sunlight. They tend to grow in shadier spots. So we kind of want to mimic that a little bit.
Thank you for clarifying that. That was awesome. Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you for reminding me too. So yeah, it's been a really whirlwind of a week and a half, and I love this. This is like, for me, there's so much heart and love in these people, and I'm sorry, I get a little bit emotional because it's really wonderful to come and reconnect with like the last students who were here last year. And there's a few of us who've come from my class, and even a couple people that came from the class before mine. And it really is this whole community building. And it's so neat to be a part of something where you're really building soil, but you're building these microbial communities where everything is interlocking. And this week has been so deep for me to see and feel this whole as above, so below situation, right? Because usually that takes like, you know, it's a tree with roots and as above, so below. But this is actually bringing it into this amazing place of, as we're building, I'm like, I literally get goosebumps talking about this, you guys, because it is that profound. It's just, my heart bursts because we're building these microbial communities that go through the soil, and we're rebuilding the soil, and we're literally saving our planet by creating topsoil that wasn't there before, by stewarding our land, and by creating this shepherding of microbial communities. And I look around at all of these amazing people that come in times like this, when there's so much fear and there is so much just absolute terror and chaos, and people are moving from these places of just, really dark places. And you come to something like this, and here are these people that are giving hugs to their new best friends that they've known for a whopping 5 days, and people are exchanging phone numbers, and there's like email lists, and people are saying, I live in an area where there's nobody like this, nobody does this near me. And somebody turns around and goes, did you say Massachusetts? I'm from Massachusetts. And they're like, oh my gosh, we're in the same area. And even that, like, I'm from California, but yet here I connect with somebody who's on the East Coast, and now we have this amazing connection. So Quinn is one of our amazing new soil smiths this year. And he's over there on the East Coast. He went to the class in Connecticut earlier this year. And just getting to talk with these people and connect and really see that we're building this network of microbes below, and we're building this network of community above. And it's just incredible. It really is something that, I could go on for years and years and years about how amazing it is. And I really wanted to take a minute to share what's going on here with you guys.
Wendy, thank you for bringing that up, because, right now it's we're all in such a time of need, I think, right now, for connecting with people right now, because we've all been locked away right now, and for you to get off the farm and get away from where you've been and get to connect with people that you've seen and that you're teaching, and people that are inspired by you, and you get to feed off of that. Like, that's amazing for everything. You're just healing the planet and healing your soul at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That was
Your passion is inspiring, right? When you're talking about that, when you say you speak and it gives yourself goosebumps just talking about it because you're so passionate. I'm like, yeah, and you're doing that to every single one of us that's listening, that's right in tune with you, because we can feel that emotion and we're right there with you. And it's just so great to be part of a system that's benefiting not just ourselves, but more so the planet and everyone around in it, and us as well, as just like a little side effect. It's just, it's great.
It's amazing. I really hope that people can watch something like this and just really feel the love and the caring that all of us here have. There's been a lot. There's been a little bit of.
It's 420 right now. Somewhere it's 420. So we're going to take a hit. And I just have to do that because I feel so close to everybody in the community right now. And thanks everybody for tuning into chat that has just come here, because they are loving you, Wendy. They are loving the conversation. I just have to tell you, everybody is loving you. We got little angels above you, halos, everything. There you go.
That's awesome.
It's perfect. And we can't forget to address how cost effective all these things are as well. So not only do you have to build all these bonds and these relationships, if not with other people, with the planet while you're doing it, generally you find other like-minded individuals, and now you form these kind of like mycelial bonds through people, which is amazing, right? We just take after the fungus in so many ways because it rules everything. And then you're able to do it for so cheap. So we can get people who generally wouldn't be able to do anything is now able to produce literally acres worth of nutrients and then help the neighbors as well, right?
Right. Yeah, it's incredible. And seeing people's farms and things, and there's really an awesome movement too going on, because there's a lot of cannabis growers, of course, that come to this event to learn about KNF specifically for cannabis. But it's really cool to watch them leave and be like, and I think I'm also going to like grow some other plants this year. And, and seeing again, you guys, it's crazy. Again, we have as above, so below. And goosebumps again, because underneath the ground, we're building diversity, and people walk away and they're like, I'm going to build diversity on top as well. And not just monocrop weed. I want to grow other things. I mean, we come to this location where there's no cannabis in it because it's Idaho and it's not legal here. But, this is this thriving garden that just has amazing biodiversity in it. There's peppers, there's tomatoes, I can change my camera this way. There we go. Did it go? Yeah. So, we've got kale and beans, and there's sunflowers. There's I think those are tomatoes, cabbages, or collard greens maybe in the background. There's this cutting garden, which we made this amazing bouquet from yesterday.
Oh, beautiful.
It's gorgeous. There's cosmos and zinnias and geraniums, snapdragons, echinacea, sunflower. Did I already say that? I don't know. Amaranth. There's 2 types of amaranth growing right here. Tons of zinnias, marigolds. I mean, it's just to watch people come and be like, what's this? What's that? Oh my gosh, over here we have milkweed. So they're growing milkweed to feed the butterfly caterpillars, right?
What do you mean? They don't just choke each other all out?
No, isn't it crazy? And we even have weeds. And this is one of the coolest things about KNF that I love, is that we get down here and you can see, maybe, hopefully, that this bindweed is covered in powdery mildew. Okay, so powdery mildew is also very species specific, so it doesn't tend to travel, but species.
It's a little hard to see, Wendy, on here, but yeah, okay, go ahead.
Let's see if I can. Well, you'll get the idea.
We all know what powdery mildew looks like. If we don't, look it up.
Right. Look it up.
Exactly.
It's over. But right next to it is thriving marigolds and some native grasses, and I don't even know what this is, and and the milkweed, and none of that has powdery mildew. So this is like, the kind of things that Korean natural farming can create, where you're not weeding all the time because your weeds are literally unable to survive because the fungal dominance in the soil is so high that that's not where they live. Weeds love a bacterially dominant soil. They like soil that's been disturbed. They like things that have been messed up. And we don't have that here. We have just gorgeous flowers, and it's incredible. I just love seeing people come and kind of have their, I kind of have their whole worlds change. And I love watching the previous students are so cool too, because they come and they're like, I don't really know. I don't really want to do a station and teach people. I'm not very good at this yet. And by the time that the 2 hours of stations, which is all about making inputs, so we have a couple people on LAB, which is lactic acid bacteria. We have a couple people on a water-soluble calcium table. There's a water-soluble calcium phosphate table. There's a fish amino acid table. There is a water-soluble potassium. Did I say that? Anyway, right. So there's a bunch of tables. And
that's a lot.
It's a lot. I think we had 6 or 7 this year.
Wow.
And having these previous students come in, and they're like, usually like, oh, I don't know. And by the end of the 2 hours, they're like, I actually just realized I know a lot. And I'm like, yes, that's what this does, right? That gets us into this teaching modality of, I'm not comfortable doing this. Oh, but actually it's only because I think I don't know my stuff. And as soon as I get back there, I realize I know my stuff. And it's so cool. It's just really an amazing experience. It's like festivals for adults and farmers.
And it's so inspiring for like the person who's going through it when you're kind of apprehensive like that, but you do know so much, you haven't crossed that bridge, but then you start getting put in a position where you now, okay, here, teach me. And you have someone like yourself sitting at the other end and then just saying, no, you're doing great. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
And then you get that affirmation, right? And all of a sudden you're super comfortable, and now you feel better. And now you're willing to teach more people. And in turn, the message gets spread further and further. And
exactly.
Yeah, and everyone, it's just cool to see the emotion that ripples through everybody.
And then realizing what you don't know too. So like, there's people that were like, actually, I don't know. And I kind of got to just be a floater at station day this year. So I just kind of like, I checked in with people, and if they were like, I was like, wow, I actually know most of the answers to the questions that the new soil smiths don't have yet. And so being able to see that growth for myself from year to year has been really profound also. To know that, I'm like, oh, wow, I actually, I really do know this very well. And a big part of coming to this class too is that you get access to Chris Trump. So he gives you his phone number, and you can text him and you can ask him questions. And as you go through your processes, you can be like, I think I know what I'm doing, but is this right? I'm not really sure. And that's something that is really, I feel, very unique to this class, to have such a leader and an expert in this type of farming methodology be so just available to his students is really a very cool aspect of this. And I don't know how much longer that's going to go on.
I'm just going to say, get it while you can, folks, because that's a very rare opportunity. And like even us, we're so blessed for you to come on here and have these other just legends and giants to come speak with us and help, inspire and educate everyone. Because like it's just fantastic. So get it all while you can, people, because these guys have so much on their plates and they're so busy constantly. So to be able to come in and take time out of their days, or to be throwing seminars for multiple days and weekends, like it's not it's not as easy as you think. And lots of these guys are so honest that it's not like you're just there making a ton of pile of money. It's just taking time and their own resources to help educate others. So like, we really have to respect that and spread as much as we can. And just thanks again, Wendy. As always, we just love coming on here.
Well, I love being on here, and I love talking with you guys, and, you know, getting to really kind of have this platform to get this broader outreach with a whole nother demographic and population that you guys have access to. It's just so beautiful, and it's such a easy way. And I really wanted to check in earlier this week, you guys. So I know that we kind of talked about this before I came down here, and the week kind of got away. It's been a lot of fun. We've been laughing. We've been eating.
Please, no apologies. Don't apologize. I'm just happy you took time now to come talk with us. And like, if you do want to check in later, if there is some time, I mean, like I said, I will be here on call. You guys out there, if you're all listening, Wendy might check in. She might not. We don't know what's going on. It's from minute to minute. That's why we have live. That's why you better hit the bell and subscribe.
Ding,
ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
But yeah, I take off from Boise tomorrow, and I go down to Brinkerhoff Family Farms in Colorado, which is the grow that I'm an advisor for. So I'll be down there, tomorrow. So for 4 days, I think. Although time is rapidly being lost in my head, so I have to check my calendar, but 4 or 5 days. So at some point, I know that that's a little more low key and things. They're wrapping up harvesting already. So I was hoping to get down a little earlier, but we'll be able to probably check in from the grow there. And hopefully we'll have enough signal strength to kind of do a little bit of a walkthrough of what they've been doing. I'm excited. I'm really excited to scope their soil and see what's going on and show you guys. We were talking about it today in class, and Chris mentioned that it is the most active biological living soil he has ever seen. So I'm a little jealous he got to do that last time and I wasn't there. So this time I get to do it and he won't be there. We're fighting over the microscope today. I'm like, no, wait, let me see. So I'd like to do that, and hopefully we can maybe try and see if we can live it and maybe get it through share the screen and try that again, because that
sounds awesome.
Really, yeah. And seeing living soil like that's like real living soil, it gives you a real education on like, what does true living soil look like? Because a lot of us are like, I'm in living soil. And you're like, there's no nematodes, there's no microarthropods, there are no amoeba. I don't really know. I mean, you got maybe some fungi and that's great, but there's these scales of living soil and what we can all aspire to be like is to me, another really, just incredible push to keep moving forward and to keep building your soil and to keep tending your earth and to keep shepherding the relationships that we build and keep shepherding the relationships that are under the ground as well as above. So I love all of you guys. I really appreciate all of the relationships we've been able to build and how much I've been able to just connect. And I hope that it helps people, and I hope it gives people hope and love and inspiration and optimism and dare I say, not pessimism, but just really there's something bigger than optimism, and I don't even know what it is, but just heart. So thank you guys for taking time. I do have to get back to class now. I think we're going to be doing the ceremony for the new students and giving them their certification. So I kind of want to be there for that.
Perfect, Wendy.
I
Thanks
appreciate
for
your time.
checking in.
Good. Have fun.
Go ahead and take off. We'll end the show without you. Thanks again for checking in, and we'll talk.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you.
Back at you. Well, that was awesome. What a special event that was, getting to check in with her. I hope you all enjoyed that out there. Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. Who do we have in chat? I've been trying to pay attention, so I haven't said hi to chat. What's going on, everybody out there? Let me say hello to everybody coming in. Thank you all for being here today. Really appreciate it. That was a special event. I just love Wendy. She's just so awesome. Oh, so glad we got to meet.
Just a blast. Just so uplifting and positive and inspiring. Yeah.
She's awesome. She's just awesome. So, okay, we got Pilgard checking in. What's up, Sammy? Oh, Sammy, I'm so glad you made it for the live. You commented on the last video, and thanks for all your comments, guys. I really appreciate it. Let us know how we're doing. Hit that thumbs up if you like it. Hit the thumbs down if you don't. Let me know. If you don't like the video, let me know why. That would be really nice. I would like if people hit a thumbs down, they'd have to give a reason. That's the only thing I wish YouTube would change on that. But hey, it's okay. Everybody has their own opinion, or maybe they had a bad day. But I do like to know good, positive feedback if y'all have any. If you want to see more, you want to see, got questions, more stuff that
always
we can
looking to improve, right? We just want to bring the best
yeah.
information in the most
We do.
concise way, and we're not the most concise people, so we're just doing our best for you.
ADD, woo!
Exactly.
So, anyways, before we're out, we got Lemahoko checking in. What's up, Lemon? How you doing? One of my favorite chirps in the house. I love me some lemon. So anyhow, I'm going to take a big dab, and then we'll dab one out. Everybody else, you want to rip out what you're dabbing on today? This awesome Friday.
There we go, Friday.
High day.
Dab going, and we'll just give a couple shout outs. Say hello to everyone. I know you named a couple people, but I'll reiterate. So hey, Sammy,
please go ahead.
Michelle, Raptor, Lemon Hoko, Pilgor. Thanks, Pilgor. We got Sound Remo. I think I said that already. Moongate Climber. 710 is oil upside down. That it is. Frederick Deal. And I'm sure there's a couple others I missed, but we really appreciate all of you and anyone that's coming in after, as always. And I'm getting ready to jump in, and I'm going to go on some of that citrique again, because that profile is just lovely, and it's going to help me jump right back into the garden after wanting to just veg out from getting all this great information from Wendy and hanging out with you guys. So we'll dab it up and get a little inspired.
Dab it up and then get out of here and let everybody have an awesome day. I hope you're all healthy and getting high.
Hey, and a long weekend.
And a long weekend? Oh, yeah. Isn't it Labor Day? Labor Day. Is it Labor Day? Yeah, that's Labor Day weekend. Yeah. Yeah. My husband's going on a trip. He's going on a bike ride.
Nice.
Yeah. Let this cool off. Oh, and I think someone told me to do a cold start dab, and I was supposed to do a cold start. I said I would do that on my next dab to taste a terp. So I'm going to do that the next time I go to really taste that other one that I really didn't get much terpy on it. I'm gonna take a cold start and really see if I can taste it better.
10-second
So that
check.
was a very good session. Cheers. I know. DK in his 10-second step.
5 seconds on the walls, 5 seconds on the bottom. Go in right away. And a little reheat after.
I had some straw. That was a banana OG. That's pretty good.
This one's all oranges, and I'm all right with that. Little earthy funk under it.
Banana OG. That was pretty nice.
Thanks again, everyone. We'd love to hear your input.
Yes, definitely. Give me a big drink of water. And on that note, I think we are going to head on out. Make sure you go follow my friend on Instagram. Drake, what's your Instagram account?
It's Drake KO4. And then make sure to check out Cannabis and the Soil Steward as well. Can't forget those guys.
Absolutely. And again, thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. And thanks for all the subs. I saw a lot of new subs in here. I really appreciate it. Love you all. We'll keep it going for you. Peace, love, healthy, happiness forever. Bye.